So once in a generation, there's a shift in the technology landscape that creates an opening for the bold to step in, seize the high ground, and defend it as the de facto standard. And we're living through that today in the world of mobile health. And for those of you who aren't tracking mobile health too closely, it's really about much more than the next wellness app on your smartphone. It's really about an amazing convergence of functionality, computing power onto devices that seem to be getting smaller and smaller and can do more and more. And what healthcare practitioners today and in the future are going to be able to do with these devices is just astounding, things never before imagined. So our next company recognizes this opportunity in mobile medical devices and stepped into the breach. It's been making tremendous headway. Please welcome Quantified Care.
Good morning. My name is Mike Batista, and I'm the CEO of Quantified Care. The future of medicine is in smartphone and mobile technologies. Let me give you an example. This is an electrocardiogram device. It can take data from my heart from an iPhone case. And that's an amazing piece of technology, and more like it are coming out every day. Otoscopes, ophthalmoscopes, ultrasounds. There's an exploding marketplace of new mobile medical technology. 10 years ago, this market didn't really exist. 4 years ago, this market hit $10 billion, and by next year, it's projected to more than double, to $25 billion. Now, not only is the market huge, but clinicians are excited and beginning to adopt these tools. Already, 3 out of 4 clinicians use their smartphones for professional purposes, which in this case means checking medical record systems. Those same clinicians are beginning to use these new tools, these new mobile devices, because in many cases, they're cheaper, more efficient, and can collect data that's been historically challenging to capture. These clinicians are using these new tools to increase their top lines through more reimbursements, seeing more patients, and taking full advantage of new models of healthcare, like remote patient monitoring, that specifically rely on these mobile tools. These clinicians are also decreasing costs through improved efficiencies. With these benefits, it's inevitable that clinicians will continue to adopt mobile medical technology. However, it's still early in the space. While there's a lot of different technologies coming out, and that's exciting, there's some challenges. As a medical device company, how do you differentiate your technology in this huge space? How do you convince a clinician that you actually developed a medical device that works on a smartphone that they should be using to see and treat patients? How, as a clinician, do you actually find the best device in this space? How do you find the device that's actually been vetted as a piece of medical technology? And once you start using these new technologies, how do you start managing all the new data coming in? It's information overload. How do you ultimately get full value out of your investment in new mobile medical tools? At Quantified Care, we have an end-to-end solution. We're now the leading marketplace for clinicians to learn about and buy mobile medical technology. Clinicians come to us and they buy from us because we have a framework that we call CARE that outlines the 4 critical aspects that any of these clinicians care about most when they're deciding whether a new technology should be used to see, treat, and potentially diagnose patients. We help these clinicians understand what devices are compliant. Are they FDA approved or CE marked? What's the accessibility of these tools? What platforms do they work on? What's the reimbursement potential? How are they going to make money by buying these technologies? And finally, what's the evidence? How do they know that this is really a piece of medical technology? What academic studies, what clinical studies have been done to show that? We currently work with 8 of the leading medical mobile device companies. Our store is live. We've been taking orders, and now we're beginning to fulfill orders on a global scale. But getting these devices is just the first step. Once you have these tools, realizing their full potential can only be achieved if they integrate into the existing clinical workflow. So say you have your first device, it's working well, you find value in it, and now you've acquired a few more of them. Once you go beyond one device, you start to run into new challenges. Each of these different technologies currently runs from a different app, a different piece of software. Now that might be a little bit inefficient, but there's a bigger challenge. How do you as a clinician get the data from these technologies and these apps to where you're going to care about most, the medical record systems? Currently, there's no solution that sits in this chasm between these new mobile medical devices and the medical record systems. At Quantified Care, we have a solution that sits between these two groups and allows data to flow between them. Let me show you how it works. On the front end, we have a universal app. It allows you to use all these different connected devices. Sure, you can pull data, see information from your patients, see data collected previously, but the big value here is being able to collect new data, initiate a new encounter, and use these different devices to collect quantitative stats, qualitative data. I could use this ophthalmoscope, for example, to not only look inside the eye, We capture a digital image of the eye and store that now as part of the patient record. Once all this data has been collected and aggregated on the app, it's pushed to our web backend. Now from the web platform, the data can be managed, verified, reconciled, and from there it gets uploaded to, again, the place that clinicians care about most, the medical record system. Now our front-end app and our web-based database have been developed. We're happy today to announce that we've partnered with both Practice Fusion and Atlas MD, two medical record companies, to realize that final integration layer and see the data that we're collecting go all the way into that medical record system. Now to be clear, at Quantified Care we're making money in two ways, both through our trusted marketplace and through enterprise sales of our platform solution. Now our team has been and continues to be successful due to the great talent that we bring together. We have some great backgrounds and great domain expertise. Also, most of our team have actually been on successful startups before. They know what it takes to get an idea from concept to commercial success. I'd also like to thank our advisors and mentors, many of whom are here today, from the Baltimore and Johns Hopkins communities. I'd like to give a quick shout out to Ken, John, Yusuf, Chip, as well as Pete for their continued support of our efforts. Now, where are we going next? At Quantified Care, we're now raising $500,000. With that money, we're going to ramp up marketing to drive more customers, expand our partnerships, and solidify our position as the hub for these mobile medical technologies. We're also increasing our development efforts. With this funding, we can release an API that would allow any connected, qualified medical technology to use our platform to get into the EMRs that we touch. There's an opportunity now, today, to play a role in this new ecosystem in healthcare defined by these new technologies. Device companies, medical record systems, clinicians will need a solution if they're to fully realize the potential of these mobile technologies to improve healthcare. With this funding and our current progress at Quantified Care, we will be that solution, we will be that platform. Again, my name is Mike Batista. If you're interested in some of the cool technology that we brought today, including some of the ones on stage that I showed on stage, if you're an investor, a clinician, come talk to us about our efforts at Quantified Care to improve healthcare through these mobile tools. Thank you.